Hey guys, it's your girl Wandika, originally from Jamaica, and today I want to show you the last week in June, and I did make a third volume afterwards. I put some fabric on the cover, but it's these fabric adhesive by Tim Holtz. I didn't even know these existed, but because you see, like this book that is for July, the duct tape came out okay, but it didn't come out so great, and so I covered it. So I'm thinking I might do the same thing with this one, but we'll see. So let's go inside the book. Alright, so you've seen this before. I did show you the setup. I redid the cover, if you remember. It's the same book that had this map of Jamaica. And of course, I like to put a calendar in all the volumes because I walk around with it, and so I want to make sure I remember. I really love this Tim Holtz paper. It was so appropriate because it has a lot of school related things in it. And those pictures, a little bit of stamping, so I kept the vintage theme going. This is actually the cover of a paper pack that had a cutout, and I thought it would make a great frame, so that's what I did with that. This was from a book I just liked. It just happened. I didn't even realize that I put the teacups in the same space, but I like just the the vintage feel. This was the cover of a book that I don't know what happened. It was like the jacket cover, and I just kept it because and I got this at Hobby Lobby, these memory keepers, and I took off because it was one of those clear storage things, and so I took off the label and then I was going to toss it, but it still had some of the adhesive, so I was like, I'm just going to put it in my journal. And I made a big pocket, and this is where I put my receipts. And I dyed my hair, and I normally keep a hair journal, but I haven't done one in a while, so I do just keep stuff in here. I guess this is everything now. This is really an omni journal because I used to have a separate book for hair, but so I just kept the instructions because I have never used this one, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward, dyeing your hair if you've done it before. This has nothing to do with me, but I liked the picture, and so you'll find that there are a bunch of pictures in here that I just like them and I put them in. The only staples are the to-do list, picture of the day, and the date. Those are all gonna be every day, but other than that, like, this was the cover of a book, and because I'm transforming the book and making a journal out of it, I kept this, and it's like, okay, I think I'll just put it in my book. And this was right here was a gloomy day, but color makes me happy, and so I wore really festive dress, and it did help, so I thought I'd make the page also very festive. I love these washi tapes. I just really like this. It just reminds me of fabric, so, and I use this one a lot too. My mint leaves, I cut some mint leaves from my plant. This was just a label. And these are some leftovers, scraps from projects, because as I told you guys, I'm making a lot of journals, and so I have a lot of leftovers. This is a leftover, this as well. I'm gonna write something here. Another label. This is from the same label, but it couldn't hold really like this. I got it at TJ Maxx. And then today I took this picture. It's like I need to take a picture of myself looking happy and relieved and relaxed, and I guess it came out well. And I had stamped this somewhere and I thought this was appropriate to put here, you know, because it's Friday and it's gonna be a long weekend with the holiday coming up, and I'm so happy I can get an extra day to just relax. This is one section of my office. I was just in the office and I'm like, you know, this is a really cozy, cute, interesting space, if I say so myself. And so I just snapped like a section of this bookcase. This was a book that I created for a class. We were looking at The Last Nude, and it's based on a painting by Tamara de Lempicka. And so I had the students write letters to the character on aged paper, and I sewed it into a book. And I never actually showed you guys. Maybe I should show you guys. This I showed you. It's sort of the same kind of thing where they wrote letters to the character and as the character, and I sewed it in this book. This is another section, and I decided that because this is just 1 week and there are several pages left, and this is the last day of the month, I decided I would just make it a pictorial in the end. And I did have a few places to write, but this is another section where I have a few pictures of my nieces and nephews, sisters, and James Baldwin. So he's up on the family wall. That should tell you something about how I feel about his work. And then this is today's lunch in the cafeteria. I ate too much today. Too much. Scraps from that project. This didn't end up in there, so I put it in here. So anything that was left over, I put in here. This is the other section where when students come to see me, they can sit. And that's one of my paintings, and I have a few stuff on there on my board. This is, remember I've been showing you these religious pictures, and this was also something that did not end up in one of those journals I'm making. And another pocket, another one of those images. This is actually upside down, but I couldn't remove it, so I think I'm just gonna have to live with it. More writing space, more scraps, more pictures. And so I'm really happy with how it turned out, and the fact that I do have a bunch of extra spaces, because I really needed to use up the scraps right away, and that's something I told you I've been doing. I still have some scraps because you just can't get all of them. You just can't. And here I'm gonna put some of the receipts today that I got. So I'm happy with it. I can't believe I used 3 books for June. So much stuff happened, I guess. This is gonna be July. And this isn't a smash book. It's a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger. But it was a folder, and I cut off 2 sides of it and used some chipboard duct tape. I ran out of my bookbinding tape. I need to get some more because duct tape doesn't give it the same kind of look that I want. I want everything to have the same kind of look, so I'm gonna get some more of that bookbinding tape. I'm gonna make an envelope. I already put down the calendar because there are a few things that I needed to remember as well. And so pretty much the same kind of vintage Tim Holtz paper, the one that is more I don't remember the name of it, but it has a lot of school related ephemera and features, you know. And also it's also gonna have a travel theme too, because at the end of this month I will be going to a writer's retreat, and I've said it before on this channel, which is part of why I've been making a lot of journals, because I'm trying to generate some funds to attend this retreat. So lots of the same, just make a pocket there. And I do have, this was from a different paper pack. I think, I don't remember the name of it, but I found a page in that paper pack with vintage numbers, and I thought I would just use this instead of the other one that I've been using. I'll use this for the dates, and I'll put pictures here as you've seen me do before. So that's basically it. As I go along, you know, I add my scraps, I add my to-do list page, and other pictures. You know, it's really a repository for a lot of junk stuff, as you saw in my other journal. So I mean, I think you get the gist. But I really love this paper. I went back to Michael's to see if there was any more, but I guess people snap them up because, you know, I just really love it. Yeah, so July is all set. At least this is volume 1. We'll see if I'll have to make 4. Let me not say that, because the last time I said that, okay, I'm gonna have 3 books for June because I had 2 books for May, and it turns out that I did. So I hope not to. I just want to make sure that I can contain it. I think I may have 2. And the last part of the month is going to be a lot more travel themed because of my trip. And I don't think I'm going to have a separate travel book, so it's going to be part of my journal. And I think that's what's been happening, because I used to have separate books for different things, the hair journal, the writing journal. Well, I do have the writing journal still, but that's what I will be doing. I'll be putting everything in one: travel, hair, you know, interesting bits, scraps, junk, labels, you know. I recently got this book at Dirt Cheap. It's an old book, but what I liked about it was the size and the sturdiness, and I'm going to transform it. So in the next video, I'm going to transform this book. I don't think I'm going to take out stuff. I think I'm just going to glue down stuff and alter it that way. But and I'm also going to change the cover as well. So that's coming up in my next video, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out wandikagale.com/web-store. There's a sale going on, and I am putting up new journals every week. Check out my journals. Help me get to the writer's retreat, and I'll see you guys next time. Walk good.